Hi, are you ready for tonight's devotional? It is about Joshua when they finally get to start going into the promised land. Okay, ready? Joshua and Jericho. Remember the promise God made to Abraham? Your kids will become a great nation, they will have their own land, and from your family will come a special blessing for the whole world. It had been nearly 500 years since God made those promises, and only the first one had come true. Sort of. Abraham's family had grown to be a nation, the Israelites, but they still didn't have their own land, and the blessing to the whole world thing was still unclear. The Israelites had disobeyed God time and time again. So God put them in timeout until they were ready to obey him. Now, Israel's long time out was finally over, and it was time to enter the promised land once again. Moses, their leader, gave a long speech reminding the Israelite kids, who were now grown-ups, of everything God had done for them and all the laws he had given them. Everyone said, "Yes, we're going to trust God for sure this time." And then Moses walked on top of a mountain and died. Yep, he died. He got to see the promised land from the top of the mountain, but because he had disobeyed God too, he never got to go in. Instead, God chose Joshua to be Israel's new leader. Joshua was a man who trusted God. So, Joshua led all the Israelites across the Jordan River and into Canaan, the promised land. Of course, they weren't alone in Canaan. Just as soon as they crossed the river, they ran into a city, a pretty big one. It was called Jericho, and it had big, strong walls and big, strong people who did not want the Israelites moving into Canaan. Joshua knew God was giving them this land, but the people of Jericho didn't care about Israel's God. They were ready to fight the Israelites to stop them from going any further. The people of Jericho were going to stay in Canaan, and as long as they were safe behind their big, strong walls, there was nothing the Israelites could do about it. Then God gave Joshua some very strange instructions. March around the city one time each day for 6 days, God said. On the 7th day, march around the city 7 times and have your priest blow horns. When the horns blow, have everyone yell, and the walls of the city will fall down. Well, that's weird, Joshua must have thought. March around a city for 6 days, then blow horns and yell, and these big, strong walls will just fall down because we yelled at them? Joshua trusted God, but did he trust God this much? What if he had Israel follow God's instructions and nothing happened? They'd all be pretty mad at Joshua. They probably wouldn't want him to be their leader anymore. They might even want to kill him if the people of Jericho didn't kill him first. What should Joshua do? What would you do? Joshua remembered how God had saved the Israelites, including him from slavery in Egypt. He was there when God fed them in the desert. Plus, God had told Joshua that he had already given Jericho to him. Doubt God? Not Joshua. He had confidence in his big, strong God. Joshua led the Israelites as they marched around Jericho for 6 days. On the 7th day, he had them blow horns and yell, just like God said. And the walls fell down. The Israelites got to enter the promised land, and Joshua added this story to all the stories of an amazing God who could be trusted, no matter what. All right. So our everyday truth for today is God gives me the strength to trust him even when I don't understand what he's asking me to do, just like Joshua. All right, here are the questions to talk about with your parents. Why do you think remembering God's faithfulness helped Joshua trust him? Pause the video and talk about it. Share a time when you needed to trust God. Pause the video and talk about it. All right, will you pray with me? Dear God, please give us strength like Joshua to trust you even when we don't understand what you are asking us to do. Amen. Okay, I will see you Sunday morning for Sunday school. Bye.